Welcome to Exchange Rates UK TV. It is the 3rd of August 2021, taking a look at Cardano. And I want to go over some important levels here related to the volume profile and time. But just remember that, when we looked at this yesterday, we saw Cardano kind of flattening out. Over the last Friday, we identified this diamond top, but I'm going to get rid of most of this on the screen here. So I'm just going to pause this real quick. You won't even notice the pause because it's just going to continue. But I want to call your attention to the volume profile here. This is the volume profile for 2021. And so the point of control is at 34 cents. And then if you look up above, the next high volume node where we're trading is at 130. Roughly, let's say it's probably like 130. Yeah, we'll just say 130. Now, when you look at this, you might say, well, there's a lot more volume traded down here. And that does make sense because at the time, Cardano was trading at 37 cents. And then how many calendar days did it take for this to form? Around 27 days. There were 27 days that Cardano traded between the price range in this volume profile at the 34 cent level, okay? 27 days. Then when you look up here, and then you look at this one little zone, let me highlight it, sort of highlight it, but when you look at that volume profile and that price range, it's a little tighter, which is fine. But we've had, how many days did we trade within that? I counted them up, and accounting for each of their daily session volumes, excluding the ones that were just kind of aberrations, it's around 57 days. So basically from February 20th, 2021 to where we are today, there's been around 57 days that Cardano has traded within that $1.30 range, okay? Technically, it's between $1.22 and $1.30. So what does that mean? Does it mean that this is the strongest support level on the chart? Does this mean that this is most important volume level? It does by just measuring volume. But let's consider this for a second, okay? Because at the present, this volume profile up here, where the two blue lines are at, this represents around 64.5% of the volume traded down here, okay? And it's taken, like 111%. I figured these out ahead of time before the video. But it's taken 111% more time to get to where we're at with this volume at the $1.30 value versus that 34 cent value, all right? So over half, roughly 2/3, a little over 2/3 of, I guess a little under 2/3, we'll just say 2/3. 2/3 of the time of the volume, and roughly double the amount of time. But here's the biggest thing why I think this is probably what we consider, quote unquote, the point of control, is that the price difference between 34 cents and $1.30, that's a 282.35% increase. That's almost a 300% increase. So something that is trading at 282% more value than down here and has spent roughly double, a little over double the amount of time, it's a big deal that we have this amount of volume traded up here. And if you were to count in the volume basically between $1 and 30 cents, which are still significant price increases over 34 cents, I mean this entire chunk of zone here we've looked at is important. And we've traded below it several times, and we move back up to test it. And then you look at today, and today, unless something changes over the next 30 minutes, we're printing a bullish engulfing candlestick, all right? And so how high, or where do we go from here? Because Bitcoin, when I look at my chart, I mean, Bitcoin is certainly outperforming its peers. I mean, it's beating Bitcoin by almost 7%. It's been up almost 6% against the dollar. There's not a lot of cryptos right now that are performing well against Bitcoin and the dollar. And so is this just like an anomaly of some sort? Because the volume isn't the greatest either. It's a hard read because now we're inside the cloud. But I will say this: if we get the close around 138, 140 today, that is going to be a very bullish event because we will likely see it continue to move higher. There still is some threat to the downside, okay? There still is some threat, but I think it's very limited, and I'm going to go back to the weekly chart and point out why. 50 is the first oversold level in the bull market, and Cardano is in a bull market on the weekly chart, and we've seen it bounce off of 50. Is it high enough to confirm support? No, but it looks like it's going to be. And then you have the composite index crossing back up, crossing above its fast average. That's bullish also. And then when you look at the daily chart, you know, we're in this tight congestion zone, and then we have something that looks like it's entering in a breakout. Look at where the composite index is, its value, which is at 61. So it's below 70, and the percent B has broken out above. When the RSI is below 70 and you get a cross above 0.8 in the percent B, and you're talking about like a congestion zone that's turning into a breakout, that is a warning sign that a breakout that were to occur would be strong and could be sustained. So levels that we should be looking for with Cardano, going back to our prior levels that we've identified before, the next important zone, actually we probably should put that out there right now and draw it from the current swing. So a fib extension from here that prior extension, we will just get rid of that and get rid of that one. So we are looking at the 275 value area as the first zone to look at, possibly 250, basically matching our prior all-time high. That's where I think you would expect to find the next level of resistance, but don't count on it because it could just blow up a lot higher. Anyways, that's some things to look at moving forward. Is the downside trade still there? Certainly. You know, we're inside the cloud, so things are indecisive. There still is a downside threat to test that 84 to 94 cent support range. But for now, it looks very much like if we do get a sustained break here and volume comes in, because of how things are set up on the weekly and the daily chart within the oscillators, and because we've had these breaks of these important price zones, we could see a very expansive move higher for Cardano. From all the shared exchange rates UK TV, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.